San Francisco Giants just completed another season middling in the National League West, and with an incredibly tough division to make waves in, it'll take a lot for the Giants to find their footing in the National League playoff picture. Combine that with the team's offseason last year signing multiple long term deals to Matt Chapman and Jordan Hicks, it leaves the team in a bit of a rough spot for this offseason where you can't commit a bunch of money to free agency, but also can't really blow the team up. In this video, we will navigate all of those offseason questions and more, making this the 14th team I have rebuilt for my Rebuilding October series, which is a series where I rebuild a new team every day across the month of October. So whether you're looking for your favorite team or a general idea of how every team will approach the offseason, I've got you covered. And with that, let's go ahead and get into the video. Before we can look at who the team should add via free agency, we have to look at the players the Giants will be releasing into the free agent pool. The first and most notable name is Blake Snell, who opted out of his $38.5 million player option in pursuit of a World Series team. In his lone season with the Giants, he posted a 3.12 ERA and arguably had better peripherals than his Cy Young season the season prior. However, injury prevented him from seeing the field as much as you would like. Snell will likely find a home elsewhere, and it leaves the team with a massive void to fill. A previous Cy Young winner the Giants would probably prefer to opt out of his deal is Robbie Ray. However, it doesn't make much sense for the lefty to do so. Ray has been a far cry from the Cy Young winner he was in 2019, with a near 4 ERA in the 3 seasons since his new deal starting in 2022. With the Giants last year, he was able to only muster 7 starts, posting a 4.7 ERA in the process. Just not a good look from the southpaw, and it wouldn't make much sense for him to find employment elsewhere, considering the $25 million price tag he would retain in San Fran. Another big name that is set to hit the free agent market is Michael Conforto, who has remained an above average bat for the team, and is another big name that is set to hit the free agent market in Another big name that is set to hit the free agent market is Michael Conforto, who's remained an above average bat for the team in the outfield over his 2 seasons in the Bay Area. Across his 255 games played, he has posted a 740 OPS with an average of 18 homers and 62 RBIs. However, with the emergence of Helio Ramos, it makes Conforto expendable, and that's just what will happen. If you've been keeping up with the series, you know that Conforto will making his signing with the Washington Nationals and becomes their next Jesse Winker. Joining the free agent pool is Mark Canha, who the Giants acquired from the Tigers at the trade deadline. Canha continues to trip around the major leagues, providing a near league average bat and a solid veteran presence. However, Canha doesn't make much sense as an option to keep around for the long term, and he will make his way into free agency. Another veteran who will hit the free agent market is Wilmer Flores, who will decline his $3.5 million player option. Last season, Flores certainly had his struggles, but if you look at the body of work he was able to put up during the rest of his tenure in San Francisco, it's fairly impressive for a guy who makes so little money. From 2020 to 2023, Flores posted a 785 OPS, giving a 116 OPS plus with 18 homers and 54 RBIs per year. Flores deserves to make more money than he does, and in this case, he'll seek out employment elsewhere. The Giants have 4 top prospects that have the potential to make the major league roster with a major impact in 2025, the first of which being the highest rated Bryce Eldridge. Despite only being 19 years old, Eldridge was able to make it to AAA by the end of the year, posting an 890 OPS across the season. While it would take some time for him to make that jump to the majors, it is certainly a name to keep your eye on. His plus bat and power make him an exciting person to watch, with a surprisingly plus arm and athleticism for the position. The Giants were extremely aggressive with the lefty power bat in 2024, and if that trend continues in 2025, we could be seeing Eldridge at some point during the year. Another name at the AAA level to keep an eye on is the third highest rated in the Giants system, Carson Wisenhut. Carson Wisenhut is a high floor, low ceiling sort of prospect with a very good changeup and 3 solid offerings with it, but he has some command issues. With his struggles in 2024 at the AAA level, he'll likely remain there to begin the year in hopes of further development. And then there's a couple pitchers further down the prospect system who could have their impact throughout the year with Mason Black and Reggie Crawford. Black is another high floor starter who could get some starts in the wake of injury, and Crawford profiles better as a reliever than a starter. The first name the Giants will bring in is an old but familiar face for the Giants in Donovan Solano. Solano continues to profile as an above average bat even into his mid 30s. While his defense at second may be a little less than ideal, he would bring some stability to the offense for the boppers of the team. It's a very similar story for Josh Bell, who continues to play at this streaky pace. Even last year, where we saw him really struggle with the Marlins to start the year, got traded to the Diamondbacks at the deadline and turned into a really plus option at first base. In his 41 games with the Diamondbacks, Bell posted a 797 OPS with 5 homers and 22 RBIs, which is definitely the version of Bell you hope to get. If you do get that side of Bell that struggles, he is a lower risk option that you can replace internally. And then as a replacement option, the Giants will sign James McCann as a backup catcher. Obviously, with Patrick Bailey at the position, you don't need much in the form of a backup. However, McCann has continued to fill the void of a solid option behind the dish, especially as backup catchers go. And then the final piece of the puzzle for the Giants in 2025 will be Trevor Williams, who very quietly put together a great 2024 season. Across his 66 innings pitched, Williams was able to post a 2.03 ERA with a 2.79 FIP, while striking out over 8 batters per 9 innings and allowing just zero point 0.4 homers per 9 innings. Throughout his career, Williams has shown strokes of brilliance and some years that were a little more dull. If you can get the best from Williams, it can band aid that void from Snell in some capacity at a much cheaper price. And that's going to do it for the additions, bringing the final squad to Patrick Bailey at catcher, Josh Bell at first, with Donovan Solano at second. Tyler Fitzgerald will man the shortstop spot after an impressive 2024, with Matt Chapman at third. Ramos will play left, Lee in center, and Yastrzemski in right, with Wade manning the DH spot. James McCann will fill that backup catcher spot, with Gerard Encarnacion being a key role platooning with Lamonte Wade, with Casey Smith and Brent Wisely finding their respective role on the team. The rotation would remain as Logan Webb, Jordan Hicks, Trevor Williams, Robbie Ray, and Hayden Birdsong, rounding out the starting five. Would this team have the potential to make some noise in the National League West? I do believe so, but it would require a lot of things to go right and for their team to remain fortunate with injuries. The team has a lot of players with high variance, and it would require the best from those players to make their way to the top of the National League West. It's not impossible. After all, the 2021 Giants existed.